Storm Debbie significantly impacted Ireland and the UK, leading to extensive power outages, road network disruptions, and flooding. Approximately 100,000 homes and businesses in Ireland have been left without electricity due to the storm's impact. A woman was taken to hospital after being hit by flying debris in Limerick, and some schools were forced to close. In Northern Ireland, the storm caused road closures and some disruption to the public transport network, while about 3,000 customers were left without power. British Airways, among other airlines, had to cancel flights after gusts of more than 70 miles per hour, or 112 kilometers per hour. In England and Scotland, rail passengers faced disruption with speed restrictions introduced, while some services have been halted due to flooding. A tremendous hailstorm has battered some parts of Gauteng province, causing widespread destruction, and numerous reports of damage to windows, sliding doors, skylights, roofs, gardens, vehicles, and outdoor equipment. The most affected areas were Midrand, Polshof, Braamfontein, Marlborough, and Johannesburg, where egg-sized hailstones resulted in the devastation and destruction of property, and left roads covered in a pile of hail. Floods were also reported in some low-lying areas. After torrential downpours in the city of Chanakale, many avenues and streets of the city, including the main arteries, turned into lakes, with some businesses reported being also flooded. There were also reports of overflowing of the Kepes stream in Kepes town that damaged boats tied in the pier. Floods also occurred in Calabartli village, where fields, barns and houses were flooded, with farmers and producers of the area reporting losses as the layer of mud remained on the fields after the water receded. A Category 3 tropical cyclone named Mal, which formed over the South Pacific Ocean on November 10, affected the Fiji Islands, passing by approximately 270 kilometers, or 170 miles northwest of Viti Levu Island, the main island of Fiji. The cyclone led to the closure of schools and workplaces, as well as delays and cancellations of Fiji Airways flights. Strong rains flooded some areas and led to landslides, while strong winds knocked down trees and electricity poles, leading to significant power cuts. A cold front affected the Yucatan Peninsula, generating an extensive area of bad weather with torrential rains over Quintana Roo state. In the city of Playa del Carmen particularly, over 50 millimeters, or 2 inches of rain in 1 hour were recorded, which led to flooding of low-lying areas of the city. High-intensity rain that occurred overnight in eastern Banyumas Regency, in central Java province, caused 16 settlements to be flooded, after several rivers overflowed in Sampiju, Tambake, and Kemeranjan districts. Apart from the floods, the extreme weather also caused landslides and fallen trees on the roads. Sudden floods were reported in several areas of the Cuban capital, due to the intense rains that have been recorded in the western region of the country, after the passage of a tropical depression. Some roads in Havana had to be closed due to waterlogging, with the water submerging vehicles and entering into houses, leading to significant material losses. A violent storm hit the municipality of Jurua, in the region of Santa Rosa, in the northwest of Rio Grande do Sul state, ripping off roofs of dozens of homes and warehouses, and knocking down dozens of poles and trees, by the force of the gale. The most serious incident occurred on a padel court, which collapsed, trapping many people under the rubble. As a result, a 26-year-old woman died, and about 60 people were injured. One of them was in critical condition. Torrential rains, sparked by a cold front, lashed central Vietnam, with Thu Thi Hue province being the hardest hit, including the city of Hue, where floods from the rainstorm-induced overflowing of the Bo and Hong rivers reached the highest levels in more than a decade. Over the 4 days, much of the province received up to 900 millimeters, or 35 inches of rain. Across Vietnam's central region, floods have killed 6 people in total, and 1 person went missing. Thousands of homes were submerged, around 500 hectares of crops have been destroyed, and more than 1,600 cattle and poultry have died due to floods. The neighborhoods of Jeddah and several other Saudi cities were exposed to severe storms, with strong winds and rainfall that created powerful torrents. Many cars were covered in rainwater, while the torrential waters swept away a number of others in residential neighborhoods. 2 people were swept away in the city of Jeddah by a flash flood, with their fate remaining unknown. Despite their desperate attempts to survive, they were unable to withstand the force of the water current and were swept away from sight.
Hello, my dear friends. I would like to say thank you to these stunning patrons: Jacob Sergisian, Michael Joseph Wilhelm, Dave and Alana, and web designer. Also, a separate thank you to Leslie Sales for being so much supportive. Thanks a million to all of you guys.